What's going on, everybody? I've recently, probably about a month ago, I posted a video on how to fix a few rattles for your second-gen Tacoma, and since then I've developed another small rattle, so this is a follow-up video to that. The culprit is, I believe it's just the factory head unit, just shaking around a little. I've noticed for me, it's especially prevalent on cold mornings before I get, I guess, my heater going and sort of heating up everything to get the plastic to expand just a little bit so it's not shaking around a little. So I believe it's the head unit. So what I'm going to attempt to do for this fix is I went out to Home Depot and bought some of this exterior window or door rubber foam weather stripping. They make all different kinds. This is 7/16 thick, 3/4. Here's what it looks like outside of the package. It's just probably $3 or $4 at Home Depot or Lowe's. One side is sticky, and what I'm going to be doing after I take this off is cutting small squares and then cutting those in half because it's probably a little too thick, and then putting those strategically around the inside of the head unit where it's going to contact the outside pieces. Hopefully that'll just seat the head unit in there just a little more securely and just keep it in there nice and tight so it's not going to be shaking around on cold mornings. So let's get started. To remove the factory head unit, this bottom piece simply pops out. I actually have a set of these automotive trim tools I got off eBay for a few dollars. You should definitely check those out. You will slide one of these under here and it pops right out. I'm going to leave everything connected because I don't want to mess with my battery when I do this. So this will just hang down. The head unit actually has 4 10mm bolts that need to be removed, so you need the appropriate tools for that. So I'm going to go ahead and detach all of that, and I'll be back when everything's loose. Okay guys, so here is the head unit and the AC controls removed. To get the AC controls off, you can pop it off pretty quickly using some of these automotive trim tools. Like this pops off, you just shimmy it from the bottom and just pop it off loose evenly so you don't snap any of these clips. After that, the head unit has 4 of these 10mm bolts to take out. Quick tip to make your life a little easier, I just use mine with a drill with a 10mm attachment, obviously. If you have one of these projecting magnetic grabbers, for lack of a better term, definitely recommend this for the top 2 bolts because they're very hard to, even though they're completely loose in the back of the head unit, they're very hard to get out just trying to pull them out with your hand. So you could use that, just carefully pull them out. You definitely don't want those bolts falling back there because that will just compound the problem, obviously. Okay, so with the head unit fully out, I have not unplugged anything. My battery's still connected, so I haven't unplugged anything. It's just hanging loose. What my solution is going to be for this rattle is to take just some small strips of the foam I purchased, and on the top right here, Toyota had some very thin foam pads where I have these 3. So what I did is I just cut off and pretty much just overlapped those because I figured that's where Toyota thinks it's going to rattle. So that's where they put their pads. I'll put mine just a little thicker right on top of them. Hopefully they stay on when I slide it back in. As you can see down the side here, this one, and this one are the ones Toyota had. I just added 2 more slightly thicker. I did this on the other side as well. So when I slide this in, hopefully that'll just secure this whole unit in place just a little bit more because the rattle's not too pronounced and it's not all the time, so hopefully this will get rid of it. With the head unit, it's just pushed back into place. I have not screwed it into place yet. On the top you can see the thicker pieces of the foam pad insulation that I have. They're sticking out just a little bit. So I'm going to take my tool and just sort of poke them back so they're out of eyesight, because I definitely don't want to be looking at that all day long. No big deal. I didn't want to, pull it off again and just trim them just for this little bit. So, alright, that's good. As you can see down the side, you cannot see where I added the additional padding. It slid back into place fine. Nothing came off. It wasn't too tight or anything, because I made sure in my placement not to cover any of the like the latch points where the tabs would go when it slid back in. Here are the 4 bolts reattached. You've got 2 on the top, and then these two back here are sunken in, so you definitely need some kind of attachment to get those out for your socket wrench or drill. Definitely make sure you don't over tighten these, because you do not want to strip these back ones. They'll be a pain in the ass to get out. However, obviously you need to make sure they are tight enough. Otherwise, if those are loose, that will defeat the problem of trying to solve the rattle anyway. Okay guys, while I had this bottom piece for the AC controls off, even though I haven't really heard any rattles coming from here to date, I figured while it's off I'll go ahead and try to do some prep for the future. So I went ahead and added a small strip on either side right here. It's gonna go right here when it slides back in, so it shouldn't interfere in anything. It should just keep this whole thing just a little more secure in there to hopefully prevent a future rattle. So there's that. Alright guys, so I'm all done now. Everything's secured back in place, went in like a charm. I have driven around and have not noticed any more of the rattle that I heard earlier this morning, so hopefully that will continue in the future. If you guys experience this rattle, go ahead and check out this fix for it. Let me know if it works for you. Let me know if it doesn't. I'd definitely like to know about that too. If you're just stopping by for the first time, please consider subscribing and giving the video a thumbs up, and stay tuned for more. Have a great day.